that's it. Just came out of Avengers Infinity War, and wow, it's quite a bit to process. So I'm not quite still sure of all my thoughts. It's going to take a little while to digest that, but one of the things that I thought was really, really impressive was how they put together such a wide, sweeping scope of a story, breaking it up into sections for each of the different characters to have their little piece to find each other in little different areas of the universe. I thought was great. It just felt seamless. It felt like it flowed. Let's see, what else? Thanos was kick-ass. I loved Thanos in this. I will have to say that is with a slight caveat. Frankly, I think it hurt that Thanos, that they ditched the death part, that motivation. Of course, in the comic books, Thanos is obsessed with his love for death and trying to please death. And so many of his actions are all tied back to trying to please death and to send more victims into death's maw. And it really bugs me because I think that is just such a, I don't know, safe PC way of doing it. We can't have people that worship death. So I was really disappointed by that. And they do have some alternate motivation there that is definitely tries to take the place of that and gives Thanos some motivation. I think it wasn't terrible, but on the other hand, I just didn't think it was enough. Certainly, it's such a rich, interesting story, his obsession with death. I mean, they've even dealt with it in some of the cartoons. So to see that they couldn't really touch upon it in the movies because they had to play it too safe, too much for kids, that type of thing. They have to have Thanos toys that we can't be buying little Jimmy toys of someone who's worshiping death or whatever, I guess. That one was a little bit of a disappointment. But overall, story-wise, character-wise, I thought it was pretty damn spot on. There was hardly any moments, as I cross the street here and don't want to get killed, there are hardly any moments where I thought, oh, that didn't work, or, oh, that's some weak dialogue. I think the quality control in the script was just amazing for what they were trying to achieve there. I will have to say, my biggest complaint, and this is becoming a running complaint for me, and I'd say take it with a grain of salt for you. I know most people aren't going to think this, and that's fine. They're just going to think I'm nitpicking, I'm making a big deal out of it. The action, I think the Russo brothers have done an amazing job of what they've brought to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, both visually and creatively and character-wise. However, I just am at the end of my rope with this shaky cam action sequences. I don't get it. I don't understand. I mean, other than it feels like they're saying, okay, we put so much money into this movie with such immense sets, immense CGI, immense cast, everything. It's all up there on the screen. So when it actually comes down to the nitty-gritty of filming the action, well, let's do shaky cam and make it a little easier and quicker to get through those parts. That's what it honestly feels like. I know that's unfair, but that's just what it feels like. I have to say, there was a scene with, I don't think this is spoilery, there's a scene with Thanos, where with him kicking some ass that I thought was some of the greatest action that you've seen in a Marvel film in certainly the last few years. But I would have to say that a lot of it wasn't. Just a lot of it was just really that same old shaky cam stuff that was, it was very blurry, very tight shots. You couldn't see what was going on. You couldn't see Cap had this new shield thing. You couldn't really see what he was doing with it. I know what he was doing with it because it looks very similar to the type of shield he had for a short time in the comic books, or the USA agent had, whatever. But the visual clarity just seems to be not as important as, and you know what? And one of the biggest things I felt, which I think a lot of people will balk at, but I really think is true, is that to me, it made the Justice League, the action in the Justice League, the filmed action in the Justice League, more. It looked better, it had more clarity. The action was better framed. It was lack of shaky cam. It was hero versus villain. Everybody's framed clearly. You're able to see the connective combat, the connective impact, so much easier, and it's just so much more satisfying to watch. So I think that's going to be a little controversial. Everybody wants to hate that movie, but just a good chunk of the action in this movie just struck me as a little visually incomprehensible. But I think a lot of people are going to give it a pass on that just because they literally threw so much crap up there on the screen. I don't think people will make a big deal out of it. But I tell you, look for that when you're watching it. It may bum you out because once you notice it, it may start to annoy you or whatever. But that was one thing that really got me. But otherwise, I thought it was a fantastic movie, really fun. Lots of key pivotal moments that I think felt important for the franchise. Ended in a interesting place. I'll be interested to see what people think of that. And anyways, those are my initial thoughts. I just wanted to quick try to get some thoughts out and get them up on the channel right away. Very half-baked at this point. I still feel like I need a lot of time to digest it. I probably am going to have to go back and watch that again a couple more times, really, to sink my teeth into it. But I think generally, though, it's my opinions aren't going to change too much. I think that a lot of the action was this, again, Bourne Identity shaky cam bullshit. And I think that's unfortunate, but otherwise, it was quite a cinematic achievement. And I had a blast with it, and I'm really interested to see what you guys think. Go ahead, tell me below in the comments. My full crop was every action sequence cinematic gold. I think that's not the case, but if you think so, let me know. And again, please give us a like and a subscribe, and I'll be interested to engage the debate with you guys down in the comments as we hash out just where this Avengers movie fits in the history of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. But definitely impressive, definitely impressive. Anyways, this is 4K signing off for Hero Journalism. See you next time, folks.